only way I can describe tonight's game here at Hawk Stadium is insane. All the Rider Raiders needed tonight was that first touchdown, and once they got that, thanks to quarterback Jacob Rodriguez and wide receiver Rancy Radke, well, the rest of this rivalry game here tonight was history. Those residents want to know, why two new high schools? Well, we start answering that question with Wichita Falls High School. Tell me a little bit about what this means now that you guys have coming off a huge shutout win over SNS Consolidated, another district win now, being able to shut out in the first half and hold them to only 14 in the second half. They fought for it and they got it. They're walking away with both of those things. Winthor is able to get their way through a big patrolling defense to get that district title. With these cotton plants, this is how they're looking right now. As you can see, all these balls are just dried up, frozen, and dead. They have hand sanitizer, everything here to try and make sure that you stay safe as a voter. This Rider team was anxious just to get here on the field and prove themselves because it was an opportunity they didn't think they would get. Damage from the tornado can still be seen here in Bowie at the high school's athletic complex. With both his school and his students' homes affected, Coach Corey Mandrell decided it was time to rally his athletes and get to work.
The more you drove around town, the more damage you saw, and it just kept getting worse. I didn't know how bad until the next day when we drove through, and it was kind of surreal. It looked like a war zone.
Felt like a movie, actually. It's pretty crazy. I never thought I'd live through something like that.
More than 30 athletes showed up to clear logs, limbs, and other debris.
And they showed up and showed out that day and did a great job. Super proud of them.
I just really wanted to be there for my community and set an example.
It's a gesture one of Bowie ISD's own is grateful for. Chandler Bell, an incoming senior, was at work when the tornado hit his home.
It was just kind of difficult not knowing the damage and not being able to go over there and help them. Well, is my house going to actually be okay, or are we going to be okay? Just kind of not used to that.
He says seeing his teammates out in the community and helping his family through such a difficult time is something he won't soon forget.
I knew that if something did happen through here, Bowie would be able to help each other and we'd all be a strong community, but I didn't expect it to this magnitude.
Just opened my eyes to how Bowie handles adversity and how we always fight back when things don't go our way.
And as for Coach Mandrell,
all my years of coaching, 15 plus years, that's probably the most proud I've ever been as a coach, and it had nothing to do with athletics.
Emily Bjorklund, News Channel 6. Leah Ham can't even walk into her own home without putting a mask on. All over, she and other families living in homes owned by Balfour Beatty are finding mold.
And in the bathrooms, people were pushing on their tiles, they were caving in, and all the sheetrock or the drywall was rotted and there was mold behind it.
For the 4 years she's lived at that address, she knew something was wrong. And when she found it in her kitchen ceilings,
it was validating, but just crushing.
She says she's filed multiple work orders with Balfour Beatty, but she feels her concerns aren't being listened to.
We've gotten the gambit. Like today I was told it was just dog hair and dirt in my HVAC system. And we've tested it. It's not just that.
And over at Freedom Estates, another off-base housing option for military families, Rebecca Dozier says she's had to beg the company.
On my knees begging for help because we were so sick.
Despite the multiple cries for help, they both say Balfour Beatty is just patching the problem.
This is what people do, come in and spray primer over mold and say that, oh, see, it's good, you can move back in.
We're literally paying rent for them to do their job wrong and for us to get sick.
With help from the Shepherd Housing Authority, both women are staying in hotels now. But Dozier says her family is still suffering.
We've decided we've not paid our mortgage on our house in South Carolina so we could get a mold assessment. And we've not paid our credit card bills because we have to pay for food because we have to eat.
Since Balfour Beatty's contract is through the Department of Defense and not Shepherd, Ham says she understands how hard it's been for officials with the Housing Authority to help residents.
We've had some support, and I'm hopeful that our command will be able to help us.
She adds she's hopeful tonight's town hall will be more than just a meeting.
I hope that it will be educational. I hope it'll bring to light some of the issues and some of the concerns, some of the failures that have happened in this neighborhood, and so that our military families can have the homes that they deserve that do not make them sick.
Well, Alyssa, it was a game of turnovers here at Memorial Stadium, and for a Rider, most of them in their favor. But as you can see from that score, both teams working hard to make sure neither one can take advantage of those. First play out of the gate, Rider kicking off. Hershey's Keelan Sapp with the attempted catch, but can't get a grip, and into Rider hands it goes. With luck like that, Raider quarterback Jacob Rodriguez throws it into the end zone, where it lands with senior receiver Rancy Radke for a touchdown. Hershey gets the chance at possession again, but it's deja vu as Rider lineman Coleman Bledsoe, he's going to head towards Sapp and knock the ball out. It's going to be another recovery by Raiders, another toss from Rodriguez into the hands of Radke, and another touchdown. Scores 14-0 in favor of the Raiders less than 5 minutes into the first quarter. Hershey gets the ball back, and it's quarterback Terrius Cossey with the pass to sophomore running back Amarian Peterson, who keeps going and going and going, getting the Huskies just mere yards away from a touchdown of their own. Trying to get some momentum down the field, Cossey sees receiver Jewel Fletcher, and it's good enough for a Husky first down. Back to the Raiders, and with Rodriguez out early with an injury, it's sophomore running back Anquan Willis with a snap to himself. He pushes himself into the end zone, and it's touchdown Raiders. Overall, though, both teams grateful to have even had the chance to step onto the field tonight after their future was looking so murky this week. Again, fingers crossed they get to do it all again next week. In Memorial Stadium for the Blitz on 6, I'm Emily Bjorklund.